Hey everybody, this is Josie with Cedar Creek Homestead. We're going to go out and plant some marigolds today, and marigolds were Howie's favorite flower, and I have different spots. I'm going to plant in all the places that Howie planted marigolds last year. I'm going to continue to grow marigolds there. He got such pleasure out of those. He loved them, especially the yellow ones. He was the same way with mums in the fall. He wanted the yellow mums. He didn't really care about the other colors, and I liked all of the fall colors, but yellow was his favorite. The sunflowers, everything, if he could have got away with it, would have been yellow. His favorite color overall was blue, but for flowers it was yellow. So I'm going to plant some marigolds today and take you along with me, and you'll notice that some of them are orange, and I just kind of tried to mix the colors up a little bit. And I was going through the seeds that he had bought last fall before we got sick, and he had a big old bag of marigold seeds, and I've planted those. And I'm probably going to plant some out in the flower beds, but I'm also planting some in inside to get a jump start on them. And those aren't ready, of course, but I did purchase some that I thought were so pretty, and when I saw them, I can't help but smile and think of Howie. And so I'm going to plant those today, and then I got to ask your opinion on a few things. So if y'all get ready, we're going to go plant some marigolds. Well guys, I'm out here at my first area that I'm going to plant marigolds for Howie, and I'll pan it down for you guys to see it. It's an old wash tub, and he always planted marigolds in here. It's next to our flagpole out by the front of our entrance to our place, and I'll get these planted. I'll pan you down so you can see. Not that you'll be interested in me planting flowers, but I'm going to plant them, and then I'll back up and show you what it looks like. These are French marigolds, and I'm sorry, these are Durango Outback mix, and they get between 8 and 10 inches tall. And I'm just going to plant them out here, and I can bring the water hose out to give them a drink. I'm going to get them planted here, and we'll watch them grow this summer and enjoy. I've got mixed ones here. Howie, he liked the yellow ones, but I'm going to put a mix of all, and we'll just get those down in there. They're super easy to plant, and this dirt is real soft and worked up, and we'll get these in here for him. They spread out. They don't get real big. Let me see what the tag says. It says spaced 12 to 15 inches apart, and they grow 8 to 15 inches. So I'm going to put them in here. I'm probably going to put them in here just a little bit thicker than that, and we'll see how they do this summer. While I'm planting these, I'll tell you, Howie, before we all got sick last fall with the virus, we made a seed order, and he ordered these things that we plant every year, and I got the seeds out, started looking through them, and there was all of our normal seeds, you know, that we plant in the garden: cucumbers and squash and tomatoes and peppers and all the different things. There was a big package of marigolds, which doesn't surprise me because of Howie loving marigolds. And a big package of sunflowers, which also doesn't surprise me. But I'll tell you guys, in there, in that packet, was watermelon and cantaloupe, beets, radishes. And I know everybody's thinking, well, big deal, those are things that everybody grows. Well, see, that was a love letter to me, because those were all things that Howie didn't like. He didn't like melons. He didn't like beets. He especially did not like beets. He didn't like radishes. He didn't like cantaloupe. Last year, after 27 years of marriage, I finally got him to eat a piece of watermelon, and he liked it. Now, he wasn't one that was going to eat watermelon every day of the summer like I could, but he liked it. So when I saw those seeds, they brought a tear to my eye because it was a love letter to me. Because he ordered something because he knew that I loved it. He didn't like it at all. But because I loved it, he ordered them for me. Okay, so I've got all of them in here that I can get, and it's going to look a little bit sparse for a while, but they will spread out, and they will grow. And I think I'm just going to finish. I had 2 packages of these, so 12 marigolds. And I'm going to go ahead and put them all in here. And you might think that's a little bit crowded together, and it might be, but I'd like to see the container just full and overflowing with marigolds, pardon me. And so I'm going to just scooch them in here. And I'm going to write a love letter back to my sweet Howie. Okay, guys, I got that. So we'll go on to the next place I'm going to plant them and show that to you. Well, guys, here's my next one. And this is an old trough that Howie and I moved up here in front of this piece of this antique fence off to the right. And it needs painted, and I'm gonna paint it. And this is leading into our chicken yard and back to where we start with the cows. And this is just kind of like a happy little entrance into Cedar Creek, and Howie always planted yellow marigolds right here. So you can see that I've got his marigolds started, and we'll baby them, and we'll bring water up here and give them their water. And I have to work probably get after my naughty chickens, because they'll want to scratch around in that fresh dirt. They're not after the flowers, they're after what they think's in that dirt. So anyway, there's number 2. I'm going to go and show you 2 more places that I don't have planted yet, but they will have marigolds in them. But I'm going to do something to them first, and wanted to ask your opinion on it. So hold on just a minute and I'll show you. Okay, guys, this is the other thing I wanted to show you. Were these 2 tire planters. There's this one and that one over there that I think you can see. Yeah, you can see it. That one has fencing around it because the chickens bothered it really bad last year, and so Howie put the fencing around that one and deterred them, and they didn't seem to bother this one. Now these 2 tires were mine to start with, and I had them further up in the yard. And Howie, he said, let's move those out by the road. I think that'd be pretty planters out there. And so I agreed with him, and we got them moved out here, and I moved all the dirt out here and refilled them. And the little stinker, before I could figure out what plants I wanted to put in here that would be good here to grow here in the light and the shade, and then the full sun they get in the afternoon, he snuck over here and planted marigolds. And so I'm going to stick with the marigolds again here in these tires. But these tires are hot in the late afternoon sun, because they face the west. Is just right behind you guys. And so I want to paint them, and everything around here is green, and green is my favorite color. All of our roofs are green, our house roofs, our barn roofs. Some of the barns themselves are green. Shutters are green, trim's green. Hopefully one day the pipe fencing, when it gets painted, it'll be green, and all the same shade, hunter green. But I'm really thinking that I don't want to paint these tires hunter green. I think they really need something a little bit cooler. I don't want to paint them white. I'm thinking about like a frosted pine or something that is a cooler shade of green. I don't like lime green. I don't like any of those psychedelic colors, or whatever you would call it. I like country colors, something that would blend in, but something that's pretty and calming, because that's what I want when I look over here and I see Howie's marigolds. is peace, and I want to be happy, and I want to rejoice, and I want to have beautiful memories of these tires, and the funny story that I just told you of how he stole the tires for himself. I want to be able to tell my grandchildren someday that Grandpa took those. Those were really supposed to be mine. And I want to stick with the marigolds. And so if you have a color that you think would go good on here, a shade of green, put your suggestion down below. And I'm going to enjoy these flowers, and I hope you guys are enjoying your springtime. I'm sorry guys, I have dirt all over me. I've been out in my vegetable garden today planting tomatoes and cabbages with Papa Tex, and we've got a lot more to go. Pardon me for just a second. If I wipe my face with my hands, I'm going to have more dirt on my face. Anyway, guys, this is Josie with Cedar Creek Homestead. I love you guys, and I hope you are planting your gardens, your vegetable gardens, and plant a little bit of joy around you too. Find you a flower that you love, something that's beneficial to the bees and the butterflies, something that will help deter pests. Marigolds are a good one for that. And plant something that brings you joy. And guys, I love you. I really do. And until next time, we're gone.